the questions I get asked often is if acupuncture can help with weight loss. And the answer is a little complicated because by itself, without dietary changes or changes in exercise habits, doing acupuncture by itself will not help a person lose weight. But if a person is exercising and they change their diet, but they're still not losing weight, acupuncture can be very helpful.
Say what?
I'm going to talk about a patient whose nervous system was an absolute mess. He wasn't sleeping at night. He would spend most of the nights just staring at the ceiling. He had problems regulating his temperature. He could be sitting in an air-conditioned room and he would just start sweating profusely, feeling very, very hot. And right now we're starting to get into summer here in New York City, and so he was getting very, very miserable. He was under a high-pressure job for the past 3 years and ended up gaining 30 pounds since beginning this job 3 years ago. So overall, he wasn't doing too well. So when he came in, he mainly wanted help with regulating his temperature because he was feeling pretty embarrassed that he could be sitting there at work meeting with people and suddenly he was just beating up with sweat. And the second thing, he really wanted help with his sleep since he feels it was a few years since he actually got a decent night's sleep. So in a previous video, I talked about regulating the autonomic nervous system using this point, the hypothalamus point. This point strongly regulates all processes of the autonomic nervous system. So we can see all the indications of the hypothalamus point ranging from our blood pressure, our sleep-wake cycle, our hunger and appetite, to our hormones, and also temperature regulation. And on the same side, right ear, we coupled that point with the frontal lobe point to reduce any excessive mental activity. And this is what it looked like in a treatment. And the top point is the hypothalamus point, the bottom point is the frontal lobe point. And now looking at the left ear, we're using the pineal gland point. So the pineal gland is what produces melatonin, and we use this to regulate our sleep-wake cycles. This point is very important for any type of nervous tension. And so looking at this on the left side, we're using that same frontal lobe point on the bottom, and then the pineal gland point on the top. So with our patient, after 1 month of treatment, he was sleeping soundly through the night. His temperature had regulated, he was no longer profusely sweating, and he was also happy to report that he lost 10 pounds in that first month of treatment, and he felt like all his hard work was paying off.